Hello, salam, shalom, namaste, sastrikal, aloha, hola, ciao, bonjour, buna, mabuhay, and privyet, and jean dobre. It's really, really good to be with you again, and I know you'll be so pleased you've joined us today because we have a very cool guest with us, and it's Michelle Pialago, who is a lead generation expert. I'm so excited and happy that you're with us, Michelle. Welcome.
Well, thank you for that, Samia, and I'm so honored to be here. And yeah, I am so happy that you chose me.
I'm sure um, all of us who are listening, and certainly for me, like I said, I'm so happy and excited to have you with us. I can't wait for us to go fully into our conversation for today. But before we get into the meat of it, would you please tell us more about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, I'm Michelle, and then I've been in the industry for 5 years now, almost 5 years, yeah. And then I'm a mom, and I am a busy mom, and also a provider in our family since my husband got laid off after during the pandemic, and then he's not able to get back to work. So yeah, I'm the one who provide for the whole expenses and everything. And then I'm a lead generation specialist for 4 years, and since from last, I think, second quarter of 2024, I started to upskill and add to my skills the funnel design. Yeah.
Nice, very nice. Can you tell us more about what is lead generation? Because some of our listeners may not be familiar with the terminology.
Yeah. Yeah, this is so exciting because lead generation is very important for each businesses since this is the bread and butter of our business. So lead generation is very important for our daily lives or our daily um, operation for each business since this is the making sales and making getting calls for our prospects like that. And then I tied it up with the funnel since funnel is like, for example, you have business and then you do a lead generation, you do a social media post, you do an engagement every day. But since that's why I tied it up with funnel since funnel is the one that the opt-in page where you can sign up with your prospects and your hot leads as well. Since if you need you need, for example, you have a webinar or you have a upcoming launch, then it's super important for each businesses since uh for example, you have ads. Your business run an ads, and then it will cut there since you don't have funnel. So if you tie it up with lead generation ads and then funnel, it's totally a smooth process of your customer journey.
Yeah, it's basically like you with lead generation, you attract people to the business, they come to you, and then it's like, okay, what do I do with them now? All of these people are interested in me. And so then you bring people, you create a funnel to take them through like a bit of a journey with you. So then they end up your customer and staying with you for a long time. That is so, so cool and so amazing. And you're so right. It is the bread and butter, and every business ultimately needs it because without it, I mean, it's not a real business then, right? So, oh my gosh. But you also mentioned, Michelle, that you are a mom, and I know like pretty much every mom that I know, you have to be so busy taking care of your kids. And as you mentioned, you also have to take care of your family and home. And in addition, you are doing all this amazing work. Um, how do you do it? I would love to know more from your perspective because a lot of our listeners are in similar situations where, there's just so much to do. They're so busy, and it's like it can be really hard to focus on your business and, for work, do the lead generation and all of that other work that we need to do. So please give us some insight into how you make it happen. Hey, thanks for tuning into this episode. Hope you're getting value out of it. For your information, this episode has been sponsored by the Happiness 101 program. Are you a change maker, coach, trainer, or healer? Are chains of fear holding you back from making the impact and income you desire? Using a unique combination of positive psychology and the spiritual wisdom of our most effective change makers, the Happiness 101 program helps you break through your limiting beliefs and manifest the abundance and success you desire with fun and ease. Interested? Book a free Happiness 101 exploration call with me, your happiness expert, Samia Bano. Just use my online calendar link in the show notes. Now, back to the show.
Thank you. Yeah, this is super interesting since busy mom is super challenging. And then, yeah, I can't deny it that it's not so easy. There was a time that I get easily irritated since I have a lot of things to do, and also I have a lot of things that I thinking in my brain, and then all of a sudden, mama, I want this, I want this, like that, and then you cannot control everything. Yeah, all I have, what I really manage is like when times that it's super challenging, I just reminded myself that I need to do this because this is the only thing that I need to do so I can provide my family. And then also, when at times that it's super challenging times, I just pray to God that give me strength, and um guide me as well that this is not easy since I am the, yeah, it's not so easy, but what I do is I just really um do a to-do list for every day, and then I will gonna focus for 2 hours. Like I need to ask for my husband that you need to yeah, you need to watch our toddler, and then for the 2 hours I need to focus and do the lead generation, of course, for each of my clients, and also like preparing everything for the flow, like from the lead generation if there's something that launching, and then I will gonna prepare for all the launch, and then the funnel as well. And then I know it's not an easy since we will gonna there's times that I will gonna um I forget things like what, like the flow and everything, but I just really important is I just do it systemized,
Yeah.
like for all that you do, for the flow and everything, and then all of your clients, all they have to do is to approve, and then do the copy, and also look for the instructions that they need to do for all the operations and all the flows that we need to do. And then yeah, I system is really helped me. And then for the lead generation for everyday engagement, and then the DMs automate since it's really time consuming since the selling and also the lead generation. And then what really helps me also is I outsource one of the
Oh, Michelle? Uh,
yeah
oh, sorry.
yeah
So I heard you say one thing, other thing you do is outsource, and then I lost you a little bit. I didn't hear what you said after that.
yeah I outsource and then I systemize my flow, the business operation for everything like from onboarding the clients to delivering my deliverables and also for the launching, what you need to prepare, what you need to post and everything and for the funnel as well.
Uh-huh. Okay, okay. So I'll just highlight some of the very cool things, I mean, lessons that we are gathering here. So for one thing, you said it's really, really important for you to remind yourself why you're doing the work in the first place, like having a clear purpose and your clear reason why you're doing the work. So then you can stay focused and motivated. And then you talked about systems, like making sure you're doing things in a systematic, systemized way. That one is so important. It's like one of my favorite aspects actually also because I agree with you. It's like when
True.
you don't have a system set up, it's so easy to forget things and just make mistakes that if you have a system in place, you can totally avoid. So, and then you mentioned you outsource some parts of the work. Can you tell me a little more about the outsourcing part? Like, how did you decide what part to outsource versus what part you do yourself? And if there's anything else one should keep in mind when, like, if I think about outsourcing, what should I keep in mind about that?
Yeah, yeah, that is interesting. Since yeah, it takes 4 years to decide me that I need to to outsource since I'm the provider of this family and then money is money is important. But what I really think is, and what really made me decide is because money is there, and then because I really have the challenge to give up those quality time for my family, and then that is really one of the important things that I need to treasure of, since they are the why of what I do, why why I'm doing this one, and then because what I realized here is because if I wanted to strengthen my relationship with my husband, since I can't deny that I easily get irritated because I have things to think everything. Yeah. And then money is there, and then uh you cannot uh took back the time on the quality time for your family, and then you um consume for that task, but instead you consume to your family. So it really helps me. And then one thing that you, if you want to outsource, one thing is all you have to do is systemize all your operations, and then you will gonna see what task that super time consuming and then a big part for you. So that is the one that I have sourced, especially the engagement and then the lead generation, and then this part of the lead generation. But the DM selling, I am the one that we do that, since that is sales part of the business. So yeah, I systemize everything, and then I just get some of the tasks that I need to outsource. Then yeah, it's so. it's so it's so helpful, and uh time saving for me. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. You know what? I started my coaching training practice like back in 2012. It was towards the end of 2012. And it took me like a few years also before I was like, you know what? I cannot do this all by myself anymore. And it was actually, I think, during COVID only when I had to move all of my business operations online. And I was really struggling with the technology actually in terms of um, like doing everything online. And so that's when I decided that I had to get some help to help me set up because before that I had a very simple website and most of my work I just did over the phone or in person, and so I never had to deal with too much technology. But once I started doing everything online, I was like, no, I have to get help. And so that's when I got my first virtual assistant, and it's been so much helpful. In some ways, it's like now I've been able to do so much more also, and so in some ways I've become more busy with like different kinds of work. But the good thing is that all the additional tasks that I do now, they're all things that I really actually want to do, that I love to do. And then the things that are not my strength, that are like, you know what, it doesn't make me happy to do this. I would give it to my assistant to take care of that. And it's been like really, really great to have that support. Yeah. It's like interesting also what you said about making sure you have a system set up before you outsource to somebody. And I can see why that is so, so important because
Yeah.
it's like you really have to tell them exactly what you need to do. Otherwise, it's like they can end up doing something and they'll do a good job, but it's a good job from their perspective. Or you're like, oh no, but that's not what I need, or that's not what I want, or that's not what I like. But then you can't blame them because you didn't tell them exactly what you wanted. So,
Yeah. And then it's easy for them to navigate the task, since it's all systemized and all they have to do is to follow the flow.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So how do you actually get around to systemizing things? Did you like first figure it out yourself um and then sort of in terms of passing on that information uh to the person you were outsourcing to, like did you give them like written instructions? Did you make them a video? Like how did you train them to do the tasks in the way that you want them to?
Wow, I love this question. Yeah, as what I've said, like I systemize everything, and then I do systemize the sales part, the lead generation part, and also the operation part, and then the virtual assistant part, just like that, and everything, not just for the lead generation, not just for the sales, but also the operation and also the other part of the business. And then as what I decided what task I need to outsource. So I do the walkthrough for everything for the system. Like this is what I do for the lead generation. This is what I do for the funnel, and then all you have to do is do this task like that, and then I'll set a video. Yeah, I'll film a video for the walkthrough and what are the tasks that she will going to do every day. Yeah, just that like that. And then um for the whole operation, she has the access for everything so that she knows what's the um what's the important things to do for the whole operation. And then I just so blessed that I got the have initiative virtual assistant. And then yeah, I'm so blessed for that. And then I don't need to instruct her about this one like that. um I know we need to get ready for that phase since in our part, like busy mom, we don't have time to like train them like everything. And then yeah, it's just I just I just give ask and ask to God that please help me to I hope I can get those virtual assistant that has an initiative. And then yeah, and everything just go in the flow.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. You're right. I mean, when I got my very first assistant, there were certain things that they were doing really well, but then there were some tasks that I realized they were not so good at. And so then for some of the things, I was able to work with them and give a little bit of training, and then they were doing it satisfactorily. But with certain other things, it was it was clear to me that that was just not part of their strength and skill set either. And so then I ended up actually getting a second person, and actually now I'm actually working with a third person, like my third assistant. And interestingly, so I transitioned from like one person then to another person. And now I'm working with a third person. And this particular assistant I've had for a good couple of years or something. And she had just the right combination of skills that really complements my skills. So like the things that I'm not so good at, she's really good at, and the things that, like are, I mean, yeah, so we are a really good team, a solid team, and we've been doing really well together. But it took me like a few tries before I found her. So
True, true.
I think it was like worth it. Like, and now one thing that we had started doing was like you mentioned, like making the videos of like just walking through everything in terms of how we I like when I set things up with my first assistant, we set up a system. And so then I was with my second, third assistant, etc. We made some tweaks, but we didn't have to reinvent everything. And so, like I would get on with my assistant and be like, this is how we do it. This is how we have it set up. And everything was like on a video. And so then they can also go back and watch the video if they need a refresher on how something needs to be done. So the video thing is like really helpful.
True, true.
And it's like I remember one time my assistant had to go actually she was going to have a baby. So like she took a month off, but thankfully we already had these little videos for like the different tasks. And so it's like, okay, we'll bring in someone else to take over for a while, but because we had the videos, I mean, I still had to keep a little bit more of a watch on the temporary person because they weren't familiar with our systems as much, but it still, was much easier than if we didn't have the videos.
Yeah, I love that you also do that. And then yeah, it's really very game changer since we as especially for the moms and then the busy entrepreneurs. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Do you have any other really favorite tips that you would like to share in terms of, like how do you prioritize your time and strategies and things like that?
Yeah. For prioritizing the strategies, like, what do you mean? I'm sorry.
Well, so like, because there's so many different things that you have to take care of, how do you figure out for yourself, like what to focus on at what time, like, or uh, like for example, if there's a particular goal that you have, there's always many different ways you can get there. And so, like, how do you figure out, well, this is the best option for me, you know? So e- either, I mean, those are two kind of different questions, I suppose, but whatever you would like to touch on in terms of like, I guess the common theme there is sort of decision making. Like, how do you make your decision? How do you decide what is the best path for you to take? Whether it's with regards to how do you spend your time, um, or what you spend your time on, or like what particular strategies you want to use to move forward, things like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so interesting because, um, as a mom, like, you need to have time with your family, and also you need to do your part as a wife, and then, yeah, and of course, do your part as a business owner as well. So what I really do is I really fill my cup. Like, first thing and first hour in the morning, I'll do my morning routine. That is my daily habit. Like, I do my me time, like I do a journal, I do a gratitude journal for every day, since that is so important to talk with God, because it's not so easy. Like, oh, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, it's not so easy since I'm a first time mom, and then I also got um offended with the other part, other family members, like that. And then what I just really do is I talk to God that please guide me with everything, and then I can I can bring more impacts to my clients, since that is more very important for the business. And then, yeah, I just really fill my cup for the very first hour of the day. I'll 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 wake up 5 a.m. That is my me time. And then I'll talk to God, and then I'll do a journal. I do write there everything that I feel, so that it helps me so much, since this is I can go out all my what I felt right now, and then I just write it out for me to, um like uh, awaken the 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 burden, and then the heartaches, if ever I have a, um misunderstanding with the other members of the family, like that. And then I do workout, since I need to fill in my cup, and I have an energy for the whole day. And then it's just 20 minutes to 30 minutes, like yoga and also meditation, since it's really helps me, since I have also a postpartum depression, like that, since it's a first time mom.
Mm.
And for the 6 a.m., I do a journal, and then 6:30, that is the one that um I do the yoga, and then the 7 a.m. I do a my very big part of the business, that is regeneration, for my own um for my own business, that is the DM selling, since that is the heavy parts of my day. And then I just prioritize for the bread and butter, of course, for the business, since for we have a sales coming in, and then we have hot leads coming in as well, and then sales every day. Yeah, and then after that, uh, 8 a.m. they will gonna wake up my boys, and then yeah, that is what I start for the day. And then 8 a.m. I make take bath with my kids, since that is our also our banding, since quality time, that is my quality time for him, and I have time for him. So I am the one who taking a bath with him, and then my husband will gonna cook the breakfast, and then at 9 a.m. I'm gonna start my day. And then I know it's very very challenging to focus, since we have a toddlers in the house. So what I ask is, I ask my husband to please, I just need to focus for 2 hours. That is a big part of the day. So that I can focus everything that needs to run for the business, and also to deliver the deliverables for the clients as well. And then yeah, for the 2 hours, since there's a part that I will get distracted easily. So what I do is I do a video or time lapse on myself, so that yeah, because it's really helps me. Like, I'll do a video, like a time lapse what I do for the 2 hours, so that I will not get distracted for the whole 2 hours. Yeah, it helps me, since I also um use the video for the content, like um it makes you also help, like you also focused on the 2 hours, and then you have the content video for your content as well. Yeah, it's like you do the two tasks for that 2 hours. Yeah.
That is so cool. Thank you so much for giving us that deeper insight into how you structure your day and make time for these different things. And I absolutely loved what you shared about, making sure you fill your own first, you take care of you. And then also the fact that very first task you mentioned doing in terms of the business was doing lead generation for your own business, rather than, people might be tempted to just start working on things that we have to do for our clients. But no, it's like really, really, really important for us to set aside some time to work on our own business, our own lead
Oh.
generation. That is so, so important. Oh, gosh. And then, yes. And so then we go back to also the idea of ask for help, ask for support. So for those 2 hours, when you do need to focus on working for your clients, making sure that you have that help and support through your husband, just like in other parts of the business, you have help through outsourcing, those things. Ah. Hmm. And what you also shared about, just journaling and talking to God and asking for help. I mean, I feel like, asking for help, asking for support, that is like a common theme that, keeps coming up. And, um, and it's such an important lesson though, that there's all these different ways in which we can get support and help. It's not just one way or one person that you depend on. It's like you ask for help and support in different ways from different people and different, like not even just restricting yourself to people, but to also make sure we are reaching for help from God. That is so So cool.
True. True.
Ah,
And helps me a lot since when I talk to him, it makes my heart do the task easy, and then
mm,
yeah, I know uh we all each others have a burden, and then yeah, it's really helps me to keep going. Yeah, since he is the one who helped me, since he is the one who understands us, yeah, for running a business and for the other responsibility of our lives.
yeah. Yes. I must say that ever since, like especially in the last few years, I have also been asking for more help, especially in terms of asking God for help. And it really does make you feel like, ah, yes, I'm able to let go of those burdens, of those hard feelings and emotions that n- nothing else like it, like, because it's like, other people can sometimes also struggle. Like sometimes you ask someone else for help, like some other person for help, but they can disappoint you. They may not be able to help you even if they want to. But, in our relationship with God, it's like we build that trust, of course, over time, but you build that trust and you have that faith that no matter how hard things may get, for me as a human, nothing is hard for God. God is always able to help me. And so it is so good and so comforting to have that in our
Yeah,
life.
yeah, because without him, I can't even imagine myself being here, being here. Like it's been almost 5 years I'm doing this one. And then this is the only part of our family, like the source of income since it's pandemic. And then there's a lot of things like for the family, each other side, like there's a complicated happenings. And then yeah, all you have just to do is ask help and then surrender everything to God. Yeah.
Mm. Yes. Yes. Ah, I don't, I mean, mm, I mean, you just saying something so wise that's like so touching for me. I, uh, tell me a little bit more, like, when you talk about just surrendering the rest to God, tell me a little bit more about that. Like, what does surrender mean for you? Especially when you're struggling with something really difficult. Um, like, what does surrender mean? How do you do it? How do you, um, yeah, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. So what I do on surrendering, since it's not easy and it takes time, since yeah, we will gonna surrender everything. We will tell to God that this is what I felt. Can you please help me? And then of course as a human we are in the phase of like we want to happen like this time, like today already, like that. And then yeah, but the God is not that do that, since you will gonna surrender, and then it's still the heavy and the burden in your hearts. But when you let go, like For example, you cannot in every business you can really need to experience like you don't have you get lost some of your clients, and then this is just the source of your income for your family. And then I what I do is I will surrender. I mean, I will talk to him that I am so have the struggle to do those things. Can you please help me? And then I don't have no I don't I have nobody to tell everything since um I'm comfortable to share to him everything since he is the one only understands for what I felt. Then since I know you will gonna share it to your husband, but it's not that comfort that you give if you share it to him, and then if you share it to God. And then I know it takes time to surrender things since we are in a hurry to have those ask what we ask to him. But what I pray is, can you please help me to surrender you, and then please lessen my heavy hearts while surrendering these things. And then I know you will do that. And then I'll just do my part since we need to to do our part, and then God will test us. Yeah, he will gonna test what we went through. Yeah, and then also strengthen our faith that we believe in him. And then all of a sudden like no time, like perfect time for him that he will gonna give you more success, he will gonna give you more clients, just like that. Yeah. And then I just really wanted to talk to him. That's the way I surrender. And then for the daily habits, that talking to him is makes my heart um less, like for the burden and everything.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. And I love that, you know, what you're saying is like something so simple at one level, but it's so deep and it's so profound to practice, just talking to God, just asking for what you need and
And also, yeah,
realizing.
and yeah, and you also be contented of what you have now. And then even a small part, I do like 3 to 5 things that I'm so grateful for everything, like for my business, for we have food to eat, since so it's a big part for for the provider, the breadwinner of the family. And then thank you for I able to provide them. Just even for the other people, it's just a small things, but it's for me, it's a big things for me. And then if you wanted to be grateful for, and then if you wanted to give those what you ask for God, then you need to be grateful for the small things and the big things that you happen every day.
Yes. Yes. I was just watching this drama where there was the character, it's of this lady, and she's never satisfied. Like, she has such a big house and a very fancy car, and they like show her going to shop for these very expensive things, but she is not satisfied with anything. She's always like complaining, complaining, complaining. It's like even when they show her like some very expensive dress, she's like, ah, whatever. Like she's not satisfied. So she has so much, but because she's never satisfied, she's always finding something wrong with everything. She's just totally unhappy and struggling in her life. And It, so we cannot overestimate how important it is to be grateful for what we do have. Mm,
Yeah.
indeed, indeed. Oh,
Really helps to it really helps you for your own self to have those what you ask for, since you are content with what you have, so God will give you more since you are grateful for what you have, even the small things, right?
mm. Yes, because sometimes it's like you ask for help and the help comes, but if you're not grateful for it, you don't appreciate it, then maybe, it goes away or you don't find it as helpful, even though it's there to help you. But if you can't appreciate it, then it's like, no, it's not helpful.
True, but um I this is one thing as well. Like if I will gonna ask him about those things that I am asking for him, like I also I'm so low on attraction. Like thinking even if it's not there already, yeah. And then I just say thank you that you gave me this one even if it's not there. Yeah. I just do the advanced mindset that what is your attitude if God will give you those what you ask. So I'll do it in advance. like the like my mindset of advancing those things, like manifesting that it's there already even it's not there yet. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. And then so
Yeah.
you just made me think that you were talking about generosity, I'm sorry, being grateful, and how when you are grateful, you get more, like God gives you even more. And then you are a lead generation expert. So it's sort of like, it's like with lead generation, what we're trying to do is we're trying to attract more into our life, into our business, more abundance into our business.
Oh,
And it's like when you work with that positive attitude of being appreciative of what you have and being grateful for what you have, then that actually helps you generate more leads, get more blessing, more abundance into your business also. So it's like a different context, but the lesson is the same, huh? Cool. So, Michelle, did um did you have anything else that is in your heart to share with our audience for right now? Because I realize that we will need to start wrapping up for today. But for sure, I would love for you to share any last thoughts or ideas that you would like to share with the audience.
yeah. Oh, I think I just told everything. Yeah, this is just a tips for like the busy moms, and even it's just a moms, but also a breadwinners for their family. Like yeah, for my tips, it's just I'll just ask for God for the strength, and then yeah, for the whole day, I just really trust to him for my days. Like, yeah, I do a meditation, I do a law attraction every day. But then, if we are not making those things, like we want this one, and then we're not doing everything for this to happen. So, yeah, I'll just do ask him, and then do my part, and then Lord, I do my best and please do the rest. And then, yeah, surrendering to Him everything that you need and everything that you need to do in every days of your lives. Yeah, he's really one that helps me so much since it's not easy for the breadwinners and for being a first time mom. Yeah.
That is so true. That is so true. Thank you so much, Michelle, for sharing that wisdom, that experience with us. I so appreciate it. And as we wrap up, I just want to remind our audience to please make sure you check the show notes because we will drop Michelle's links in there so you can connect with her and get the help and support you need whenever you're ready for it. And until we connect next time, I just wish you lots and lots of peace and joy.